afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland, off here in the exciting 1 vs 1 on Semoisky winter, in the deep, forbidding cold of Semoisky winter. In the north, we got 3imWeckla fighting here for the Commonwealth, King and Country, rolling up the Guards Armoured Division, trying to slowly make its way through the German lines, held by the Dzanuz in the south. Fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, by the 268th Infanterie Division, with Blitzkrieg, assault support, and Jaeger Infantry, Doppelstug, and Panzerfaust Bulletins versus 3imWeckla's Mobile Assault Commando Regiment, and rolling in here the Triple Infantry is also going for a triple section start, with the Dzanusz here going for the standard Grenadier MD42 build, opting of course for, well, what is standard, a bit of flexibility, and of course you kind of need the MD42 in many cases to back up your infantry, but you got triple section there for 3imWeckla, aggressive, bold, and effective. Rushing here for both viewpoints, and obviously in this case sort of just, locked down here with the house, and we'll have to see if the Dzanusz is actually going to try and make an effort towards us. Going to try and go for the fuel point here. The thing with Semoisky winter is, with both houses sort of next to the fuel point, and also that in a sense easily blockable, the Wehrmacht can find itself struggling a bit in the early game when the opponent played just Russia's attachment, so that way lock it down, because the Wehrmacht tends to have a bit of a harder time sort of clearing this out. In this case, the Dzanusz almost seems more intent to grab in the centre, which also can be a bit dangerous if we get over-focused on that and not enough on the fuel resources. Second grenade squad there for the Dzanusz. MD42 setting up here in the northern house. This is actually not a bad position all to cover the village from, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people like to think of the church, but honestly, I think this house is much better to cover sort of more vital area. Also, a bit harder to sneak about in. Plus, you can sort of set up barbed wire better if you actually want to. Plus, it's not so easy to sort of pop into with a flamethrower. For example, here you can theoretically get in from the south, sort of burn away here. Whereas here, it's not quite so easy to get close to it. But again, it sort of covers, I think, more dominant ground personally. So, good spot there by the Dzanusz. Set up his MD42 section, and immediately stopped by it. Now you go heading for the northern fuel point, even seemingly realizing that one. Damn, there we managed to get into the house there. 3imWeckla's not considered occupying it, and there we go. Good little coup there by the Dzanusz. Going into occupying the house, opening up the section, quickly popping down Tommy there with a few well-placed shots. Do we have any early grenades here from 3imWeckla? That tends to be a common part of the British heavy infantry build at the moment. In this case, though, 3imWeckla has not considered that. The MD42 puts a stop to any movements there with 1,200 rounds per minute. In the south, we got Pioneers for the section. Up close, the Pioneers might have a chance depending on the situation, but in this situation, we're not even close enough. And the section only managed to get into cover. The Pioneers don't stand much of a chance. Here's section versus MD42 and Grenadiers. That's definitely going to be outgunned. We can see 3imWeckla, they're going for the universal carry, gives some mobility, firepower, and more likely he's also aiming for it because it gives him access to a flamethrower with which to burn out the Krauts, the Huns, the Jerrys. And he neatly pops in another section. I'm not entirely sure, I mean, what purpose this serves except just drawing more machine gun fire. Alright, Tom, the plan is from high command to make the Germans waste the bullets shooting at us. What if we get hit? Well, you're not worth exactly a lot, Tom, so no big deal. I thought the British Army had a manpower shortage. There'll never be a big enough manpower shortage to want the British Army not to get you killed, Tom. Trust me.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Got a mortar out here for the Dzanusz to further dissuade him from using that building as anywhere to, as a camping site there. Plus, I mean, if he destroys it, that basically means there's one less point here for 3imWeckla to actually push into the village from. There's going to be no strong point there, so that's going to give the Dzanusz there some options. I mean, he's going to try and flank through the south instead. That's good. In this case, the Infanterie can't obviously cover there. Up north, we got the Universal Castle setting out here, and there you go. He is going for the Wasp upgrade. He's going to go for the machine gun there. Good spot. In this case, the Dzanusz has not taken that fast enough. He has not mined. He's got nothing. So there you go. Wasp just burns through here at the MD42, forcing up. It's already causing heavy damage. Half the unit got burned to a crisp, and the other half is quite crispy already. Mein Gott, Fritz, you could dip me in ketchup and eat me. This is terrible. Panzerfaust there, and the Wasp Universal Carrier. The Wasp was a Canadian upgrade, or sort of variant of the Universal Carrier, which I believe code on with the rest of the British Army. We got bankers up here with the likely medics there on the way. I mean, particularly the MD42 crew, which again is in desperate need of medical attention. Sappers on the way there for 3imWeckla to help repair the Universal Carrier, lay down mines, and do other fun business. He does have the southern fuel pond there a bit open, so Dzanuz makes a swift move there for the fatherland. The 264th Infanterie Division, as it evades panzers, or at least Sturmgeschütz. Which at this stage of the war, most infantry divisions would usually, if they didn't have Stugs, they'd usually have Hetzers, or they'd get Marders at the very least, since at this point they're sort of catching on to the whole, alright, we might want to, back our infantry divisions up at least with some kind of arm, and the Stug, of course, and the Hetzers were sort of the most numerous they could have stuff into. So usually they'd have companies with about 13 Hetzers, but if they couldn't get Hetzers, they'd get Stugs, and if they couldn't get that, they'd probably get any sort of spare Marders left around, since they still had a bunch of them by the end of the war. Even if they ceased production of them, I think around 1943, to be honest. Little fun fact, the pioneers getting shot up in the section here. We got double medics up there for the 3imWeckla. He might want to get at least one pyrotechnic supply, so he can just call in artillery on Dzanuz. Going for 4 sections that are gunner escorts here. Could very well indicate a tier 3 rush here from Dzanuz. In this case, maybe a Stug rush. Bit risky there with the University Care Wasp out there. I mean, it's going to be tricky to catch with a Panzerfaust for Dzanuz, to be honest. So I'm not entirely sure this is the fully wisest move. I mean, if you can bait it into a Tellermine, great. But if not, it does risk undermining some of Dzanuz's defensive elements. Now, we see 3imWeckla is pretty quick to follow up with the AC Mark III. AC standing for Associated Equipment Company. Mark III meaning there's sort of 2 prior versions before that, each with a smaller gun. There goes straight to them before 2, doing a bit of damage there, and the Wasp is spewing fire there like a tiny self-propelled dragon without legs. And the south finally take up there for the Dzanuz and the 264th section running in there, going to do something they can, mostly need to fall back. MB42 of course is a bit more preoccupied up north. We can see so far 3imWeckla certainly getting more fuel here than Dzanuz. Actually, briefly not, but that'll probably change soon enough. It does help here that Dzanuz is good at harassing, flanking. Oh, it's just keeping up pressure on 3imWeckla. 3imWeckla so far is relying heavily on just raw firepower. And so the armoured car is going to make things really difficult for Dzanuz, since it's reasonably good as infantry and will require more serious counter from Dzanuz. But again, he's planning for a tier 3 rush, which he is. It's going to take some time to get out, and he's going to definitely have to go for Stug. Drei. He's moving up there, going to Panzerfaust it. Straight hit there, damaging the engine of the AC. Buying him some time before it can sort of move ahead again, give him trouble. Section that pushed back, few points being tenuously held here by the Dzanuz and the 264th Division. And 3imWeckla moves ahead. So, what do you want to do while we wait for the engine to be fixed? Well, how about we move ahead? You what? Well, I mean, it's not like the Jazz can hurt us. Well, they just Panzerfausted us. Well, it's not like they have another one. Never saw that movie Fury. We got like 3 of them. Panzerfaust there on the Universal Carrier, damaging his engine. Take up there for Dzanuz. Sniper out for 3imWeckla is going to try and bleed out Dzanuz. Nasty strategy here, long term could prove quite effective. But again, hitting the cuff on there. Dzanuz knows where it's at, denying his opponent fuel. As the Wehrmacht, that's really where it's at. So Pomoko up there. It's going to take him some more time there to get out of the Stug, but if he can just keep stalling, he should prevent 3imWeckla from pulling ahead too far with armour, in which case the Stug should be reasonably effective. AC then getting the mortar section moving here. They're slightly checking their surroundings. Bit of movement up north, bit of movement here. The Dzanuz is most losing territorial control here to 3imWeckla and the Guards Armoured Division as it moves ahead. So Pomoko is down there for the Dzanuz, noting neither player here has close to the 10-minute mark gone for doctrine. No choices in any direction has been made. No leading plan. We got Dzanusz with the section starter fire there, puts poor Ludwig out of his misery, as his head gets knocked clean off his shoulders with an anti-tank rifle. Damage engine again on the AC. Right, that's the second one. Once we get the third one, we'll have saved the rest of the British Army in this sector. I don't think that's how it works, Terry. Pretty sure that's American propaganda. Oh, don't be silly. The Americans would never do that, right? Meanwhile, troops are healing, reinforcing. section there being pushed back by the Grenadiers. So the Grenadiers in a pretty weak condition. MG4 setting up to try and flank them, and we got the Wasp, which is going to flank the MG42, unbeknownst to Dzanusz. I think we're pretty... Oh, scheiße, we're not. Run! Run! It's setting! It already burned so many of my friends. Gunners need to fall back before the sappers wipe them out with the silenced... Oh, well, not quite so silenced then guns. Closing in there on the Stug here for Dzanusz. 3imWeckla could consider taking up his zone himself. He could also consider going for a doctrine. There's certainly a few opportunities there to be seized upon. It's not far there, and a quick retreat as the Grenadiers pursue aggressively, almost 22 in the South Pioneer standing about. Mortar fire there, cart shattered, and nice harassment up here again. Overall, Dzanusz here is, I think, reasonably effectively, alongside his Tier 3 rush, employing a strategy that is largely about disrupting his opponent's fuel as much as possible, slowing his ability to just rush ahead as much as possible, which against the Brits is actually a bit tricky considering they have overall lower tech and construction costs. So it certainly requires a bit more effort, but so far it actually seems to be working. I mean, 3imWeckla has not really been able to pull ahead enough fast enough to get up the company command post ahead of Dzanusz here. So far it's actually working out there for Dzanusz so far. Though he is losing control elsewhere, he's struggling, he's bleeding, but he might soon be able to reap the benefits of his strategy. Soon. MG42 spotted. AC magnificently misses. Probably hits a fence somewhere else. Got flamethrower versus flamethrower combat here. I fear the Pioneers, though, are definitely not favoured for that engagement. And there you go. We got mobile assault for 3imWeckla commanders appearing as well there with their actually silenced end guns. And those were actually quite silenced, though they did have some flaws to make it for that. I believe that short effective range, plus they heated up violently, so they actually had canvas coverings on the barrel. Plus, if you even with that you fight them too much, they burn through the barrels. So a few fun facts there. Sniper there, they're getting killed on the MG42. They're forcing retreat there for the Dzanusz. And there you go, the Dzanusz going for the Stug. Die Sturmgeschütz. Having lost the Grenadier squad, he might want to get some replacements. He could go for Jaeger Infantry, call in Jaeger Command Squad. He could go for Assault Support, call an Officer. Blitzkrieg, nothing. Of course, you could always later backtick for Light Mechanized Company, go for Panzer Grenadiers, with of course just the option of a 4th Grenadier Squad anyways. Or another MG42, with the sniper about there, is not looking fully optimistic for now. But we can certainly see the Dzanusz and the 64th Infanterie Division is on the defensive as 3imWeckla. And the Guards Armoured, which is so far successfully leading ahead. Despite the Dzanusz's otherwise reasonably successful harassment. Again, I think part of the course does mean he does become a bit short on map control. But there you go, Stug ready. From 264th Infanterie Division's Panzerjäger Kompanie. Not Abteilung, I mean a full battalion or detachment. Not just a company, which is what I would have had. No pin map machine gun added, you should probably consider that. Helps a bit versus infantry. And there you go, plus a 4th Grenadier squad there for Dzanusz. Noting none of the Grenadiers have been upgraded with light machine guns, which you figured actually kind of want in these circumstances. 3imWeckla meanwhile has fully upgraded or reinforced his commandos. And before supporting push alongside the Stug, sehr good. Dzanusz here making a concerted effort. Nice combined arms formation. Pioneer, Grenadier, MG42 and Stug should be able to deal with a reasonable amount of threats, plus he's got a mortar as well. Bit of skirmish here, Grenadiers will have to fall back soon, I think, for this Dzanusz here. MG42, I think he's not quite paying attention to Dzanusz. And there you go, forced retreat there, close, could have gone very ugly. Grenadiers continuing up northwards here. Mortar into 5 sections, remains bunched up there. It's a bit risky there versus the mortar, and there you go, nice hit. Stug of course also nearby, got machine gun up as well, AC moving ahead. Stug moves in, shoots, and misses. Shoots again, misses again. I think he's going to try and pop in the gun. It's a Panzerfaust. I mean, if he can Panzerfaust it, it should be able to deal with it with the Stug. Pop smoke gets away. You might try and push it, but of course there's the sniper as well. Almost got it. Lost another Grenadier squad there. Quite some losses there for Dzanusz and the 264th Infanterie Division. Advanced Grenadier squad finally upgraded the light machine gun, which does successfully push back the commandos, allowing the Stu to more safely fall back. But certainly looking a bit rough here for Dzanusz still. We can also see that finally 3imWeckla has tagged up here for the Commonwealth, for King and Country. And we can see that Dzanusz actually going for a second mortar. Stu shoots, lands a good hit there on the Universal Carrier. And I'm sure the crew might need a clean pair of trousers after that one. I mean, sitting in basically a self-propelled fuel tank is not really something that makes you feel happy when you get shot at by very large things. Sabs now harassing about, cutting off Dzanusz's fuel once more. 3imWeckla are now getting 33 fuel compared to Dzanusz's 13. That's almost a 3 times difference. Mine goes off, leaving poor Ludwig in pieces. Luckily they're here for Dzanusz, or for Dzanusz. Most of 3imWeckla's vehicles have been heavily damaged, so they're going to be some time that's going to require pulling back samples to repair as well. So the two vehicles that will actually force a overall slight weakening of the front line there, which might give Dzanusz a bit of a chance to push through. They've done correctly. Stug's also good to go once more. Still no choice of doctrine for Dzanusz. I mean, you could still benefit from the 8 infantry, but increasing, I'd say, either their assault support or blitzkrieg. Going for an Ostwind. I would say you should just wait for a Panzer Force, and I do think that performs just as well as an infantry, if not better in some situations. But the Ostwind can work. It is certainly faster right now for Dzanusz, and it might just be speed here that Dzanusz is aiming for, rather than just, you know, full efficiency. I'm certainly I'd go for Ostwind sometime for that, because, you know, I can't afford to necessarily wait, you know, several minutes more for the Panzer IV defending on the resource state, and right now I have to spend at least, you know, 2 to 3 more minutes. So I can understand why he might not be fully keen on waiting it out. And right now 3imWeckla does have a ton of infantry, again he has been stalling, and he still has a Stug in case some armor does hit him, but, you know, pardon, he would have preferred waiting for the Panzer IV, but again I can understand him going for the Ostwind. It's definitely not a bad call. Using the Stug there to hunt down the sniper, or just put some pressure there on it, going for the machine gun, get stunned, and we got the flak pounds out. We also got artillery raining down, so finally got some use of that. Church being hammered by the 25-pounder guns, shattering the church, causing the entire thing to collapse like a house of cards. Got the AC moving about. Ostwind should be able to encounter that one and engage it, but there you go. We got the mobilization shot there. It's up there. Ostwind fires back. Stu's again there to support, but the Stu's getting repaired. You need to be careful there on the ice, though, here. 3imWeckla. Still no armor for 3imWeckla. He's definitely got the resource to go for crumbles. Or fireflies. I mean, it should be helpful versus the Ostwind, bit to extent as versus the Stu as well. Mines being laid down here by the Dzanusz, telemines. And we finally got a doctrine right short before the 20-minute mark, which is where I generally recommend you at least have a doctrine chosen, with the Blitzkrieg. Panzertactician, tactical movement, conserve flight, command tanks, and Stuart close air flights are available here for the Dzanusz. We'll have to see what he ends up with. Victory points whilst the Dzanusz is right now far behind 3imWeckla. He's down to 214 versus his opponent's 415. That is definitely a bit of disparity. Also got a section further flanking in here. Noting no upgrades there for 3imWeckla's infantry. No bolted sections, no grenades, no Bren guns. So definitely think you should be going for something there. MD4 Tech Team Mantis. Whoa, reposition actually impressive. Some nice handling there by the Dzanusz. Halts both sections. There's going to need some support there, but the gun is actually falling back, leaving the machine gun to fend for itself. That seems less efficient. There go the other section moves in to quickly finish off the machine gun. Bit of a mistake there, I think, by the Dzanusz with the grenadiers. He's also flooding a bunch of manpower. At the very least, he can go for some caches or build down some bunkers if he's going to float that much manpower. Doesn't want, you know, to train more infantry, which he can understand. Need to be careful. We got the Ostwind, we got the Stuk, and there we go. We got the Firefly with the AC and the sniper here engaging the Ostwind. Stuk turns about. Grenadiers wiped out another loss for the Dzanusz and the 264th Infanterie Division as he continued to fall back here. Ostwind stuck there in front of the Firefly. Not good, not good. He could risk losing it. Yeah, he's going to lose it. Sniper opens up as well. Almost got the AC. He could pop Panzer Division actually. Then again, versus the AC, it might be too late. He's moving in the Stuk though. Got the main gun. And he gets the AC there. Using this, I think the Stuk is bait actually. Gives the Ostwind enough time to escape. Ooh, that was some pretty high risk maneuvering there, but his chance could easily cost him both, in which case it would have been GG. And a unit got wiped out. The commanders bit the dust. Nothing before the might of the MG42. To about the rest that you have been equipped with it. And in fact, he's down to just 2 Grenadier squads, and he's quick to replace them though. And follow up with another Stuk. As the first one rolls back alongside the Ostwind for some repairs. Firefly they're looking about. Bit risky to be honest. I mean, he doesn't know what's about. There could be telemines. Don't worry, don't worry. I watched that movie, Fury. I don't think the Germans put down mines anymore. They can't afford them if they can only afford 3 Panzerfaust. I think they used more than 3 this battle, sir. Really? I can't imagine the Americans make this stuff up. Surely you must be wrong, John. Commander squad number 2 out here for 3imWeckla, and we got Tilly called in here. Around the rope bridge. Oh, direct hitting the Grenadier squad there. Ice shattered. Utterly devastated here as 3imWeckla pushes forwards in the southeast here. Second Stuk ready for Dzanusz. Ostwind good to go. Stuk needing repairs. He's only got 1 Pioneer squad to do it. He might want to consider another Pioneer squad. That's what 3imWeckla will go for next. Hard to say. Could consider Cromwell, another Firefly, Centaur. He could try and take out for either Churchill or a Comet. Would be viable options. Firefly's got the Shield rockets ready. Ostwind's got nothing of this sort. Guardian Rescue they're rolling about. Almost ready to freeze. Actually surprised it survived this long. And might soon run out of luck here. So Ostwind goes in for the kill. And down it goes. A wild chase and explosion as it crashes into a nearby house. And then Ostwind crashes into the house as well. Got the Stuks are going for the Firefly. Very good attack here, but Dzanusz very good attack. He's trying to sort of pop the tulip, see if that's not going to work out. There's Stuks doing heavy damage into the Firefly. Mine goes off. Ostwind's almost down, but he gets the main gun out on the Firefly, and there you go. The Stuks get the Firefly. A critical loss here for 3imWeckla. And we got the Stuk. They're hitting veteranly too. 3imWeckla still control most of the map. Oh, another mine goes off there. Meanwhile, Dzanusz pulling back most of his armor. Well, his Ostwind is heavily damaged. The Stuk's in pretty much good condition for another fight here, another engagement for the fatherland. Shooting up on the Stuk. More veteran one. Now, there's actually another variant of these armoured skirts they actually use for the Stuk, which are sort of more, so we'll say, slightly more flexible. A lot sort of smaller panels that sort of can actually bend a bit, because one of the issues with armoured side skirts is they actually have a tendency of very quickly and easily falling off, and the crews would generally sort of try and, you know, reinforce the spots so they can actually stick better to the tank. Not always, I think, entirely successful. So, little fun fact there. But they do look cool with armoured sight skirts on. Stuks look really cool with armoured sight skirts on. Damn good. He's going for piety now to try and compensate as he's aimed for something there, though I'm not entirely sure what. I mean, certainly the Piets could give the Stuks quite a hard time. Even the Ostwind, if he catches the Ostwind in both of his sample sections there with Piets. Still a bit surprised he hasn't gone for any Bren guns in the section sooner. That really would have helped him, I think, in a lot of engagement, particularly since Dzanusz was not upgrading his Grenadiers until much, much later. There we go, back to the MG42. Not except for Fritz over there, who just dropped dead. There's no such thing as a Veteran 3 corpse, or pieces of a corpse. Harassing over here in the east with some Grenadiers. Nice move there by the Dzanusz. Bit of move here in the west as well, though. 2 sections ready to roll in and beat up those Huns any moment now. Any moment now. Alright chaps, you know the drill, stand about and then attack. There we go. Also shout some insults. You stink of cabbages, Jerry, you stink of cabbages. But I haven't had cabbages for months. How can I stink of it? Another Firefly there for 3imWeckla. Got the Sabs rolling ahead there with a P8 in hand. Starfire there covering up, getting good hit on the mortar. Shooting, there we go. Still hits in this. Actually, one hit it seems only. Oh, one missed actually. Other one actually missed. Back here, reinforcement healing for 3imWeckla and the Guards Armoured Division. 264th Infanterie Division looking much stronger now with two Stugs. And the Ostwind Flak Panzer. And there you go, quick hit there, jamming the turret ring. Second Firefly there for 3imWeckla. There you go, he's been caught here with the Firefly. I mean, versus that many Stugs, you're actually better off going for anti-tank guns, aiming for something else, because the Firefly doesn't really have a rate of fire that really sort of allows it to compete with the Stugs, which have a very high rate of fire in comparison. The Firefly is more for dealing with large armoured targets, so it honestly feels a bit like a wrong choice there for 3imWeckla that he's not quite keen on sort of giving up on. He would actually be better off going out for the Comets or for Churchill tanks, because at least the Churchill tank can soak up some of the fire the Stugs can deliver, and that way fight back. The Comet just, you know, has more firepower, a bit more manoeuvrable rule. Or you could just go for a bunch of Chroms that way, try and flank the Stugs and destroy them. The Firefly, I'm just not 100% sold on versus double Stugs. Not sold on.
The enemy cut our supply line.
Firefly moving about. Further fun fact about these Stugs, these are earlier war model Stugs. You can tell they're on the gun mount. Their later ones would actually be more rounded, thus they have a greater chance of bouncing off shots. Fun fact. Also, the machine guns on top would have been more likely the Rundumsfire or all-around fire machine guns, which could be operated from inside the Stug. Starfire, we've got a second Pioneer Squad with Dzanusz as well. Sehr good, sehr good. You could actually go for a command tank to support his double Stug and Ostwind. 6-pounder gun worth of 3imWeckla, very good. Stugs tend to struggle a lot with 6-pounder guns. They tend to struggle an awful lot, so they tend to be very good counter to Stugs. Betting 2 on the Flak Panzer. Good Arbeit. Got the Pioneer Squad pursuing sniper, and there we go. We do get a command tank if it fails. Panzerwagen out here for the Dzanuz. Probably one that was sent by accident to the Stug battalion, and just, you know, the commander went with a company and the commander went for it. Yeah, Herr Hauptmann, I don't think you're supposed to have that. Nein, of course I'm supposed to have this old Panzer, but you know, I'm supposed to have it totally. There were some cases with some units that actually used regular tanks as command vehicles for whatever sort of self-propelled gun unit they had. I think in some cases with some of the early Panzer units or Jagdpanther units where they actually had command Panthers instead. They were fun fact. Actually, that was Jagdpanther, I believe. Straight to the Firefly with this command tank. That's definitely not the best moves in the command tank. It doesn't, you know, reduce the damage itself, takes it to the other units around it. So that was definitely a poorly done move there with the Dzanuz. Took a lot of damage. Sappers are getting pretty much peppered with heavy fire. As you can see, the Firefly is struggling a bit with these larger numbers of targets. Would have been better off with, against something else, I think. I mean, had the Dzanuz focused on Panthers or Tiger tanks, the Firefly would be a stronger choice, but versus Stugs, Ostwinds, and a command tank, the Firefly, I think, is overall less of an amazing choice. Also got to ration up the Dzanuz again. He's just constantly keeping up that fuel pressure on the Dzanuz, preventing him from getting in further armor easily. Stugs rolling back there for the fatherland. Command taking down your repairs. Bit of a standoff here. 6-pounder gun on the ice. Back here healing reinforcement for 3imWeckla. Gun is being pushed back by the double sections. Looking a bit rough there. Looking a bit rough. And there you go, retreat path right past the Vickers and the sections. Again, this is where Bren guns really been helpful for 3imWeckla. They actually increase his chance of getting a wipe here. So I definitely feel like 3imWeckla's strategy, while in some ways pretty effective, has I think perhaps been relying too much on Dzanuz is just tier 3 Vash, and his inability to get light machine guns fast enough to just decide he doesn't need them either, and that could prove to be a bit of a mistake. Nothing further going on then, no additional armor. I mean, he could, I suppose, aim for double fireflies, which could be a problem for some more Dzanuz's armor, particularly now considering another Ostwind. Well, we got our land matches instead. I mean, a lot of support weapons, a lot of infantry could work out, though I'd also struggle a bit our way. We got machine gun back up coming the centre victory point. Good choice overall, makes it hard for just to rush infantry. It's going to require something heavier to clear out. So that will work out there, I think, interestingly. Both mortars of Veteran 2, the one is very close to Veteran 3. Sniper, almost Veteran 3 as well. Running about in the open versus light machine gun wielding Germans, not the best idea. He's considered calling in artillery, but decided not to. Flak pants are almost done there for the Dzanuz. Stoog straight into the Fireflies. Line of fire. The 17-pounder gun piercing the frontal arm of the Sturmgeschütz. The Stoog was also the most produced armoured fighting vehicle of the war, for the Germans that is. There was only slightly more than the Panzer IV, and that had probably something to do with the fact the Stug factory was being bombed, so they had to divert Panzer IV production as well. But even then, had the Stug factory not been bombarded, obviously they couldn't, they could have just made more Stug 3Gs. And that all led to the production of the Stug 4. So interesting enough, though, the ones who actually designed the Stug 4 was actually Krupp, had already sort of done it ahead of time. They sort of thought, we could do this Stug thing too. It's a little fun fact there. But yeah, not a lot of people knew that Krupp was the one that manufactured the Stug 4. I didn't even know that until lately. Get fighting over here. Grenadiers in a lot of trouble. Light gun bomb there throughout most of them. And the last man trying to scupper away there got mercilessly cut down there by the commandos. No mercy to the Hun. Victory points wise though, Dzanuz has really sort of just hammered down 3imWeckla's lead. Solid work there. Solid work. Land matches barrage did not have a massive impact there. He really should go for some more armor. Just relying on the Firefly I think is risky. Dzanuz got the fuel cache on the cuff pawn there as well, ensuring he can just put more resources there. He's actually playing tier 4 or something. No. Sometimes just put your figure. We got air recons acting in from Dzanuz, so besides the command tank, that's I think so far his only use of the doctrine. I don't even think he's used Panzer Tactician. Certainly not tactical movement, which is a bit of a shame. Going to attack across the ice here, a bit risky there. If he gets caught, he could certainly lose the Firefly if he's not careful. 6-pounder gun needs to keep pace. Everything needs to keep pace with this, to be honest. Everything. Osman there firing away, bombarding, but mostly hitting the house. Not so much the British. There you go, far from in 6-pounder gun opening up as well. They're taking the command tank down to less than half health in a couple of well-placed, beautiful shots. Troops they're healing, reinforcing. Well, he should be healing up soon.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Bit of a standoff situation here. I mean, 3imWeckla's got a large force, but Dzanuz has a slightly bigger one armor-wise, and I think Ober's got a better composition. So there are some issues there for 3imWeckla. We'll have to see if we can sort of overcome those. I'm still surprised he hasn't bothered with any Bren guns at all, though. A couple of ones I think could help him a bit how the others are Dzanuz, but for the reason he's not bothering with, he at least bolstered the sections, making them, a bit more nasty overall. Flak Panther setting out here for Dzanuz. Getting a bit aggressive there. Detaching them from his main force to clear out some top meets there on the eastern flank there. Grenadiers bring them back. Need to be careful. Got the commandos hiding, though the commandos might themselves catch some unwanted attention. And there you go. Land matches down. Commander attacking here as well. Flak Panther's not quite there fast enough. Grenadiers are running into a lot of issues. Quick get wiped. Quick get wiped. Got the land matches. They're laying down a heavy barrage on the retreat path. And we got the Osmonds moving in. Grenadiers, do they survive? Do they survive? Yes. Commanders meanwhile actually take some damage from land matches, I think. Nope. Looks like the Osmonds did most of the work there. In the centre, we've got to push in here, taking advantage of the fighting in the south and up north. Another push in. So it's actually making overall 2 major pushes. And he's bending in the far field to deal with the Osmonds on the right side. 6-pounder coming in to support as well. Good move there. Trying to take advantage of this divided force defeat in detail, clearing out the major anti-infantry threat without having to deal with the Stuke supporting it. Very good choice. They got one Ostman. He's got the Veti 2 Ostman as well. Very good. You deal with that one. We got the Stukes moving in to take advantage of the Firefly. And there you go. Firefly's not to respond to the Stuke. No additional armor yet. 6 pounder getting off foot in the Ostman. Looking pretty risky. They're sectioning the obliterate in the center ground. The fuel point here, but even then, Cuff point has been secured there by the Dzanuz Pioneers. Sappers pulling through the center. Ostman almost down. Firefly doing what it can. Close to Veterinary 2. Machine gun bunker in the way. Piets flying though, and none of them hit. They all fly way too fast. What? Firefly went down? What got it? Was it that Stuke? Really? That must have been a lucky stray shot, because that Stuke I think was too far away to hit the Firefly. I mean, that can happen, by the way, since unlike say bullets, you know, shells from tanks actually sort of animated in actual objects in the game, so they can sort of go flying, and even if they miss, they can hit something else. In this case, it can occasionally lead to just a shot going much further than its, you know, intended range, and just, you know, knock something out. S1 self as well, good placement there by the Dzanuz. Another Firefly for 3imWeckla. I do feel like he's just caught up in the Fireflies when they don't really do a lot here. Again, they're more for taking out big targets. They're not there to take out multiple targets, at least not without getting a bunch of them, and so far 3imWeckla's not bothered more than one at any one time. So right now it's looking pretty grim here for this 3imWeckla. He's fallen far behind his Dzanuz. Whatever advantage he had, he sort of seems to have just thrown it away there a bit. And this Dzanuz finally receiving some panzer support. Also nice command bunker there, allowing his troops to reinforce and fight from the front line. It's a bit, I think, an overlooked command bunker or bunker choice there for a lot of Wehrmacht players. I mean, being able to reinforce the front line is really big for the Wehrmacht, and certainly has won me many engagements throughout the time. We got the land matches firing again, getting both bunkers. Very good. Of course, not for the Dzanuz, but 3imWeckla's not considered. We got artillery called in here on the fuel point there to make it hard to harass. What's that? I think that's a smoke grenade. Actually, that's the first time I've sort of seen them for the red flares. Funny that. Quickly moving hit, they're not going to stand about on that. And there we go. There's the umpteenth Firefly out there for 3imWeckla. Up north here, troops in reinforcing for 3imWeckla. 25 pounder guns. Unleashing hell. Another bunker up for the Dzanuz. Good choice. I mean, he's more or less at 4 pop caps, so he might as well use the resource to build up bunkers. Dig in for Germany. Commanders are leading assault trains to the Grenadiers there. Panzer 4 nearby support as well. Got the Stuke moving in as well. Large concentration there of firepower against 3imWeckla's commandos. And we see mobile swatted out here by all of it. Sending in the Firefly like that blindly. I think at this stage 3imWeckla sort of giving up. Going for the Stuke, they're landing a good hit. Problem is, of course, again, the Stuke does have a higher rate of fire. In this case, there's also good support. Sam's coming in there with Piet. Oh, 9, the Stuke went down. It is kaputt. Sturmgeschütz ist kaputt. Verdammte Englischer. Schweinhunden. Got the Firefly there rolling back, closing in momentum, up north. The section falling back in the face of the ace machine gun crew there. 6 kills. Another Stuke on the way there for Dzanuz, so replaced one. Tragically lost to the British. Sniping the machine gun bunker. Funny enough, that's actually where the Russians used their anti-tank rifles for when they were using them as sniper rifles. Just fire high explosive round through the slits of bunkers, that way clearing them out. Fun fact. And there you go, another Panzerfaust. And he's going after the Firefly on the ice. Very good choice there. Panzer commanding moon. We can just damage the ice by just shooting the Firefly sufficiently. He'll break. And there you go. Firefly is sunk. Plus some sappers were taken with it. White dropping their P-heads. Heavy losses there for 3imWeckla. This could very well be it. This could very well be it. He's taking too much damage. He's suffering too many casualties to the Jerrys. And we got here at last ditch attempt with advanced covered combat. Is way too late for that one. way too late. If he wanted to use it, he should have done it sooner when he wasn't, you know, losing horribly. But that tends to be what some players do. When they are losing horribly, they'll be more willing to just experiment with stuff, and then they'll forget about it anyways. That's definitely not what I got. And there you go. GG, game over. Loss for the Guards Armoured. The assault is called off. The 264th Infanterie Division continues to remain in control of the area here. A hard-fought victory for the German army. Close attempt at Tier 3 rush did not quite fully work out. In the end, he was able to pull through the usage of the Stug. And I think 3imWeckla insisted on getting Fireflies when they weren't necessarily the most effective choice versus the Dzanusz. So remember, Fireflies more useful for dealing with big targets, working in unison with other anti-tank weapons. Problem was, in many cases, he just used them on their own, which really diminishes their worth as well. He was also, I think, not too good at times with flanking. It could also benefit maybe from mortar emplacement or something else. You know, that way, pull ahead with maybe some smoke. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell friends, share it with everyone. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another episode.